Hey, you know, lately I've been making a documentary of events of my life here in the last, 9, 10 months, up to 2 years. Not sure when all these revelations started, but they did, and um, a lot of things happened in the last 9 months. Anyway, uh, they're all in the documentaries. Everything from the banks defrauding me out of hundreds of thousands of dollars through derivatives trading, which is, is something that's in the courts right now. But two, all the institutions failing me, from the police to being assaulted by a security guard in a super farm, and then humiliated afterwards by the police, and no report being filed. Just awful stuff going on here in Israel. And you know, this country saved my life. Uh, in, I grew up in New York. I lived 40 years in Great Neck, New York. That's where I grew up. And yeah, in 2016, it was, you know, Trump. I don't want to. I'm gonna save the names. Doesn't really matter. We all know who he is. But he started a Holocaust within the U.S. and got many people that had petty crimes or minor crimes. They got them deported many times to their deaths. I was one of them. I was on my way to Iran, and this was in December of 2000. Excuse me. I got the notice that I was going to be sent by my attorney. I was an Arab attorney. It doesn't matter. But she told me I'm going to Iran either way, because that's where I was born. I don't have citizenship in the U.S. and I was basically based on one felony I had in 2008 for some fraud, whatever. I was being deported, and so I don't know, by God's grace, on Yom Kippur of 2016, I found out through my Rabbi Levy of New York, that I was not going to be sent to Iran to be hung by Sharia law, which was something I would read in my jail cell, waiting to be sent out there, and wondering, because it was a theft, am I going to get an arm taken off? Am I going to get a leg taken off and then hung? Just the worst things imaginable you can think of while waiting to be sent to a country you don't even know. And since I'm Jewish, they were going to hang me, and by God's grace and His great master plan, He sent me here. He gave me Aliyah on September 20th, 2016. 2007, no, 2000, hold on. I can't get these. September 20th of 2017. It was 2 months before I was going to be sent in November. I got Aliyah here, and that was on Rosh Hashanah. Look it up. And so I would give testimonials to the other people that were being sent to places like Sudan, and many people were sent to Somalia, just airplane loads. I saw so much heartache, so much grief, so much devastation of families and torn apart. And these people were being sent to what? Somalia, to get to either join the Al Shabaab or get killed to their deaths. The U.S. was doing this. This happened throughout the Trump regime. changed some laws the same way they're changing laws here in Israel, and takes whatever immigration laws he did. His was immigration. Here it could be anything. It could be the immigration with Palestinians, or more rights taken away from them. It doesn't matter. History repeats itself. It's repeating. And I'm just giving this testimonial because God sent me here, and for 5 years I'm wondering, what am I doing here? What's going on? Like, why am I here? Like, I believe in God. I have such a close relationship with Him. It's amazing. He saved my life so many times. I should be long gone, but I'm here. I'm here for a reason. And, last year when I got hit by that super farm, something just hit in my head, and I had already suffered a lot of losses before that. But when I got a concussion, and the guy knocked me out for no reason, I forgave him right away, and I was like, the only way there can be peace here is with forgiveness. Forgiveness first. That's the only way. And it just started this whole thing in my head of why we shouldn't have peace here. And I've given you just a snippet of what's really happened to me, but there's been so much more. But one of the things that I've suffered here is my name is Kamyar Farhan, and I'm a Persian Jew. I was born in Iran, and I've really lived a remarkable life, I tell you. And that there's been so many highs and so many lows. It's all I can say. It's really remarkable to have lived it and still here. And so I'm here, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. And when this happened, it's just everything came together, and there's no other. I know there's a reason why I've gone through what I've gone through in my life. I know that God brought me here by His gift, and I know I owe it to this country to give back to it, to bring a true democracy here, because this is not a democracy here. This is nothing. This is nothing but oppression and fear on the people from the government, from you know who the government is. It is what it is, and they put so many clouds and all kinds of things, and they mix church and state, and I'm looking at myself in this right now. I'm seeing my little brother. I don't know why. It's very weird. He lives here. He's Dati, and he's been brainwashed. I don't have anything against Dati people, but he was been brainwashed into this black and white style Dati, where he's not even allowed to talk to his family. That's not Dati. It's pretty sad. And so I suffered there. I haven't been able to see my family here. But suffering is part of life, and I believe it makes us learn and grow and bring goodness. Try to turn tragedy to triumph. That's it. That's the only thing I'm left to do here, is to bring tragedy to triumph, and that's what I'm going to try to do by truly, changing this country and bringing peace here, one step at a time, with what I know, with what I've suffered through, with being born in Iran and living in the U.S. for 40 years, and then being deported here to Israel, making that full triangle, and knowing that it's got to be for a reason. God is great. He's got a master plan for us all, and He's given me this master plan through such failures and such sacrifices and such suffering. But I'm here. This is what I'm here, and this is. I'm His agent. I'm working for God. I'm just here for Him. If He is to take me tomorrow from this, earth, I will go to Him. I know. I'm not afraid of that. But I'm just here to do His job and just bring love and peace and happiness back to this country the way it should have been many years ago. Amen.